Yes. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. Look, man, we got some things to get to on that old Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom. As I've told you that the test screenings that they had, people walked out. Well, I have now found out through the magic of insiders and leakers exactly why people walked out. And it's not great. A couple of side notes real quick to get to before I get to that little tidbit of note for Aquaman. As we had been, of course, telling you guys about that there was a chance that Michael Keaton's Batman was going to be in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That has been cut.
Uh-oh.
That is no longer happening. There was also going to be, and this is going to be either or, Ben Affleck's Batman was going to be Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom as well. That has also been cut. Neither one of them are in there. So if you were that fan tour bus that happened by the studio when Ben Affleck came out of the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom set, and everybody took pictures and it's like, oh my God, he's there. It's going to happen. Well, he was. They filmed it. And then it's gone. So it's no longer happening. That won't be in the movie. It didn't make the cut. And because people would be confused. This was supposed to come out before the Flash movie. Since it didn't, yeah, it would be confusing. So, because it was going to be one of those to where it was going to lead into the Flashpoint, and they're going to be like, how are you both here? What's going on? Well, there's a timeline thing.
Yep.
Da-da-da-da-da. Since it didn't, it's been cut. But let's get into the reason why Aquaman Lost Kingdom lost its test screen viewers. And it is all centered around, and if you have the picture of just the baby that's on the film, it's all centered around Aquababy. The reason why it's centered around Aquababy is because this is the child of Aquaman and Mira. And if you've got that other Aquaman panel, throw that up real quick. This is the actual storyline from the comic book. This is where Aqualad and Aquaman realize that Black Manta has killed Aquababy. This is in the movie.
Now, Aquababy's dressed just like Aquaman.
Right.
Wearing the same clothes and boots and stuff.
This was in the comics. And I guess I should have said spoiler alert. No, I apologize.
Spoiler alert.
So in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, they have Aquababy, and Black Manta is in the movie because he's the bad guy. So the kid dies and people walked out.
Why would you put that in the movie?
This storyline for those that read Aquaman comics, especially at this point, which admittedly not a lot of people did, because Aquaman was like the joke of the Justice League. So let's go get the fish guy, basically. So nobody really, besides if you were just really into those cartoons back in the day where you throw
70s,
throw water balls at people.
I loved those.
Just really wasn't followed that directly. You can take that panel down. But yeah, so they put that in the movie. Aquababy's moved on. And people didn't like this back in the day. So you know they're not going to like it now. Now, this also comes from a time where I think you know this. So around this same time, Tim Drake, who was one of the Robins for Batman, He was the second Robin. It was actually left to a fan poll because they had him captured by Joker. And the fan poll was, should Tim Drake live or die? And the fans...
It's like we're going to have one of those.
The fans said, yeah, go ahead and let him die.
Wow.
And so that was the reason why that character was killed. And of course, they moved on and brought him back, and he ended up becoming Red Hood. There's a whole thing.
Right.
But they were okay with that, but because he was a Robin, whatever, and they didn't really like him as much as the previous Robin who went on to be Nightwing. Mm-hmm. But you can't kill Aquababy. That pissed off a lot of people.
I feel like there shouldn't have been an Aquababy to begin with. Who's Aquamama?
Mira. That would be.
Oh,
yes.
She's hot in the movie.
Yeah, she is. Of course, her dog stepped on a bee. From that, it's from the court case and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. By the way, again, her time on the movie went from a lot to, I think it's about 5 minutes now.
What?
So, well, I mean, it's Amber.
Do they? Oh, that's true. She's a train wreck. So, do they have fish sex?
Well, I mean, it's not like she lays her eggs out at the bottom of the ocean and he just comes by and just pew, 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 just pew. Aqua sprays it.
Now that should have been in the movie.
So that, and then you just watch the baby as it like turns.
Like it hatches?
It just hatches, and then, I know, I'm a baby.
Look, it's baby caviar.
That's right. So that's not there, but yeah, that would be the reason why your Aquaman Lost Kingdom had people leaving the theater. They've cleaned up some of the CGI. I've watched some of the new trailer, but yeah, I just don't think this is going to do good. And if it does good, somehow, some way, I'm going to be really amazed, because the last DC movie, the Blue Beetle movie, it's really, really, really good. Nobody went and saw it.
Because nobody knows who the F Blue Beetle is. I've never heard of him.
You know what? Nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was, and they went and saw it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean,
yeah, but it had Chris Pratt.
Right.
Chris Pratt should have played Blue Beetle.
I mean, this has George Lopez, the Blue Beetle, dead. So,
well, then I'm out.
So there's that part. So
George Lopez.
Now there is some Deadpool 3 rumors going about. By the way, my phone keeps going off, or else I would be able to think exactly what was about to happen. Oh,
you need a charger? Oh,
no. It's. I think Lance is texting everybody, so my watch and my phone is going off while I'm trying to think. The actress that played X-23 in Logan, the girl,
okay,
who had the blades on her and also on her feet.
Yep,
she's grown up now. Looks like she's going to be in Deadpool 3.
I bet it's tough to keep a good pair of shoes.
Probably. So that's been rumored about, and looks like that might actually be true. One that I'm not able to confirm, but God, it'd be funny if it was true. Channing Tatum.
Dude, he can do whatever he wants, and I'll watch it.
As Gambit.
I'd watch that.
In case you didn't know this, he's been rumored to be playing Gambit since, I don't know, the first X-Men movie, where he was going to play the crazy Cajun with the cards, Gambit. But his first initial try at the Cajun accent didn't go so well, bud.
It's not easy to do, man.
Didn't go so well, bud. So
they sound retarded, and I can say that because I am one.
So, but it looks like that might be an actual thing for Deadpool 3. So just plan on Deadpool 3. If everything happens that's been rumored to happen with Deadpool 3, if everything does, it's going to be like 5 hours long. It just has to be for all of these, because you've got old Magneto, you've got old Phoenix, you've got, good God, every Wolverine imaginable and every Deadpool imaginable. And oh, by the way, now Gambit showing up for a little bit. I just don't know. It could be insane.
It's going to be overkill.
Or it could be just right. Because remember all the things we heard about the Spider-Man movie was going to have all the Spider-Mans, and then it was going to have all the bad guys that were in it. And it's like, oh my God, when are they going to have time?
They did it right.
They did have time. So maybe this one as well. So there you go. there is your mystery shotgun for today. And we didn't even get into Ahsoka talk, and there were some interesting things to happen with that. But
we got time for Ahsoka if you want.
Do we have time for Ahsoka talk?
Yeah. We got like 10 minutes.
Really? All right, then. Maybe I didn't know.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so let's get into a little Ahsoka. And Tim watched the episode right before the show. And if you haven't seen it yet, I know it just came out Tuesday at 9 p.m., so we are a little early on this to be talking about it. But there was one little thing that I wanted to get into. Actually, two things to get into with Ahsoka talk. Number one was that they introduced the idea during Ahsoka about Boken Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Jedi that's not trained at the temple or actually traditionally, but trained by just using their knowledge with a little bit of help from somebody else. And this is one where they don't get a lot of that rigid, basically Jedi religion put into them. That's just following their feel of the Force, which has been talked about not in shows, but actually just in like the novels and such, where they actually use a little bit more of the dark side,
right?
And just tap into a little bit of their anger and just use it wisely, like what bringing balance to the Force happens with Anakin. So that was one thing that was brought up during the episode. I thought was really cool. But the other thing that was brought up during the episode that might be really cool, but I can get nobody to confirm this, is that so the good God, Thrawn at the end looks at the witches and says, "By the way, I'm going to need your help again, your magic again." Which, if
your dark magic or whatever it was,
your dark magic again, which their magic is mainly, for the most part, when they actually do use it, is used to bring people from the dead back. And that was hinted at, of course, with the Inquisitor when he died, the green smoke came out of him. Nobody explained anything about that.
Right.
But that, by the way, they might be bringing him back, again, because he died, the green smoke came out. Maybe they need the Inquisitor back. Maybe that's the character they're bringing back from the dead, is because he died there.
Or Grand Moff Tarkin.
It could be him. Could be anybody. And so I am now going to go down the wild speculation hole.
Irresponsible reporting
Because I can get nobody to confirm this, but I've been desperately wanting this to somehow happen. And they're on the planet that holds all of the Dark Witch magic.
Yep.
Now, even though Darth Maul and Rebels died on Tatooine, it's really strong magic there. Is there any way they bring Darth Maul back? Because I swear to God, that's a stand-up moment. That's a pants stand-up moment. That's a everything stand-up. My lightsaber is ready to go if that happens.
So where is Obi-Wan Kenobi right now during Ahsoka?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's in hiding, right?
Yes, he's in hiding.
On Tatooine.
Right.
Watching over Luke.
Yes.
Little boy Luke. Okay. So if Darth Maul came back to life, is the Force so strong with both of them and their Force connection so strong that Obi-Wan Kenobi would detect it?
I'm not sure.
Wouldn't that be cool, though?
I mean, that would be cool, but then you're dragging in Obi-Wan back to the Ahsoka section, because if you're bringing him in, this gets crazy at that point. It's probably not going to be Darth Maul.
Yeah.
It's probably not, but that's just my ultimate dream, is to have that happen. But plus, having Darth Maul in that situation at the end of Rebels, he was kind of a good guy, kind of a bad guy. He wasn't really Sith anymore. He was just like, man, I just need everything to just be right.
Yeah.
And he's also kind of a bad guy. But, and one of the best fights in Star Wars Rebels was Ahsoka versus Darth Maul.
Yeah.
So, good God almighty. Just having a chance to have that as a live action, because they've already done great as live action with some of the saber fights. By the way, Sabine's saber fight with the Marauders on the planet was probably one of the worst ones I'd ever seen.
Like today?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but she's not in tune with the Force much anymore. Like her skills are diminished, right?
She's not. and I'm not talking about her use of the lightsaber as much as there was a couple of her kicks that happened during it
I know what you're talking about.
that didn't make any connection to anybody. They just did, which may be a callback to Return of the Jedi.
Like she'd be in mid kick and the camera angle would change.
Right.
And before the kick, she's 10 feet farther away than she was when they switched to the new angle.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get it. I saw that.
Right. Because it's the classic, force kick that Luke did in Return of the Jedi.
Oh my God. So bad.
I mean, well, he just force kicked him. Just nobody knew that the force kick was a thing until then.
So they invented it.
Right. Kicked that one guy square in the face with the force. So, but yeah, that's my hope. But more than likely it is the Inquisitor. But, they've been doing everything we want so far. So might as well do that. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. All right.
So there you go. There's your mystery shotgun talk. See, I had time for everything.
You did.
I had stuff for everything. I just didn't know how much time I actually had. So
Have all the time you want, man, for mystery shotgun.
So there it is. That's your mystery shotgun episode.